Imagine a dozen men meeting in Brussels, sitting around a table, sipping wine, wearing the finest suits, servants and guards flank them, carving up the latest conquest, writing the laws that regulate it, deciding the fate of the world and the nations they created. In truth, there's more than 1,000 spread throughout the world since they were kids. They've been groomed to rule, mastering fields you don't even know exist. They're the architects of every war, famine, and global crisis, manipulating religions, foreign trade, and global crisis. They're the devil's literal henchmen, their ancestors sold their souls in exchange for worldly power, which their families now control through blood oaths and sacrifices, serving Lucifer to this day, deriving their power from our vices, making our nations his domain. The term wealthy doesn't describe him. How do you calculate the wealth of someone who owns your government, prints your money, and regulates your health, owning the banks and tax havens, your ports and corporations, your food supply, your army, your spies, entire civilizations? While the masses focus on petty things like presidents, billionaires, kings, and queens, the architects fund their empires, arm their troops, and craft their policies, alter genes, and human experimentation keep them living while they stay hidden. Let their minions get the recognition. Now speaking of their minions, they're the highest ranking members in the cults and secret societies the architects have assembled. There's roughly 100,000 of these viceroys in existence, and they murder their own children if the architects insisted. They've been groomed throughout their careers in highly prestigious organizations as they rise and rank, they're indoctrinated in the ways of Satan. They're the ones you need to watch for. They're above the laws of nations, running every global power from cartels to corporations. These viceroys are the bosses of your most powerful politicians. They're those unfamiliar advisors standing beside them, never grinning in the pictures. They dictate all big decisions and laws to rule the people, and your leaders go along with them in hopes that once they retire from public life they could join their system, gaining lucrative positions for themselves, friends, and children. Some as mentors or hatching men for the next generation of minions, or to pressure or destroy any leaders that are submissive. Each viceroy has their own organizations they control, spreading their will through think tanks, trade groups, and NGOs. Now look at your former leaders and their current job positions, like the Tony Blairs, Kissingers, neocons, and you'll get it. Their plans remain classified. People die for speaking or leaking the truth about their meetings, calling them state secrets. Their official stories are finely crafted lies, and our leaders spread their agenda through mass media when the masses are needed. So commentators and false prophets are spokesmen for their ideologies, pay millions to promote their lifestyle, lies, and policies. So every time they say there's someone new that we need to kill, ask yourself, who profits from this? Once he's dead, who's getting new deals? These are not rhetorical questions. Every time we arm some rebels, it's really a loan they'll have to repay with oil or precious metals, or access to any resources their land may contain, basically empowering them to kill each other so businesses gain. Don't feel too bad, it's happened all over the world and throughout time. Poor soldiers killing each other so the architects could thrive, watching their viceroys compete for power and rights and minimal wealth, and the victors gain favor with the commanding architect. The media only tells the master side, glorifying war and genocide, convincing you to fight, kill, and die for their lives. It's never been or wasn't meant to be a real democracy. It's always been a plutocracy where the wealthy craft our policies. Like rats in a maze, we only can pick from their predetermined choices. Even protest groups depend on their funding so they control your voices, guiding your counterculture. They determine what you think is cool, co-opt anything new, control its output, then sell it back to you. Our entire way of life is just an illusion of their making, using the devil's tactics to control our populations through lies and manipulation of our vices, fears, and hatred. And the only way to beat them at the game is not to play it.